Hello everybody and welcome back to another super awesome lecture series by Brad. This is actually not going to be a new lecture series, this is going to be a concurrent lecture series with my language, litigation, and integration videos. And what this is literally just going to actually learning foreign languages. I think learning foreign languages is honestly a very simple process. It requires a lot of effort, but it's not difficult. And as someone who's learned multiple foreign languages, I see a lot of online materials that frankly just have a lot of extraneous verbiage and extraneous words. So to emphasize that, and this is just going to be an introduction to the series, and then I'll have exercises for a bunch of different languages. I mean, we'll for sure be doing French, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, Greek, Russian, Polish, Latvian, Gaelic, and then more as I pick them up. I mean, I still need to learn a lot of like the Sinoa Tibetan languages, I guess, but I have no Arabic, I have no Korean, I have no Chinese. But we'll be picking those languages up as we move on, but I'm also going to be learning their alphabets as well, so those will be further along the lines, or further down the line. But how did you learn the language you speak now? Well, again, in my other lecture series, it's just association of sound to action, then to letters. Most people just don't remember, well, no one actually literally remembers learning language, but it's just your parents or your environment use words around you, and you pick up of what those words mean by associating it to what's going on in your environment. And then once you learn to be literate, once you learn to read and write, then you learn letters, where you associate the sounds to letters. You associate syllables to letters. And in the other lecture series, we've gone through the mathematical and logical basis for that. Remember, it is what it is. And that actually has a ton of actual extremely relevant it's an extremely relevant consideration to learning foreign languages because it's how language actually functions. And again, if you're going from English to any other language, you're going to be using less unique prepositions, and that's kind of, I would say, the biggest people don't pick that up the quickest. But for any language, the only thing you really need to do is, one, develop the physical capacity to actually speak the words properly. And that's how you literally associate the sounds the sounds of the syllables to the letters. And to do that, I really recommend music listening, or listening to music. Music comprehension. Go on Spotify, go on YouTube, find someone that sings in a foreign language that you like. I mean, you'll pick up on the melodies and the rhythms before you even know any of the words. But you'll find songs that you genuinely like. And the reason you do that is because singing is, right, how many people speak? How many people sing? How many people are Justin Bieber? And the point is, I think Justin Bieber can actually sing well. And that's not a rip on Justin Bieber. My point is singing, you stress the sounds of the syllables a lot more than everyday conversation. And you're going to have to stretch out your mouth. What that mouth do. That's for real. Like, if you see like a dog stretching or a cat stretching, and they'll literally stretch out their mouth, you're going to have to do that too to build the physical capacity to speak. And then doing that actually makes it a lot easier to associate the sounds to the letters. But again, pick a song, pick a band, find a band, and literally without knowing any of the words, without knowing any of the letters, just try to make the sounds they make. And really you have to be able to do that before you move on. And once you have, I would say you can learn the musical composition and the association to the alphabet, you can do that at the same time. So musical comprehension or just people talking, but to really stress the syllables, I would recommend music. And then learning the alphabet, and now you want to be learning the alphabet. Once you've associated the sounds to the letters, that's when you become literate. And that's when you'll stop erring. You'll notice as you start to learn another language, you'll say the first couple syllables of a word you don't know properly, and then you'll err back to your native tongue. But if you really, really drill down learning the alphabet, and I'm talking just, I'll be making the videos, but go on to someone who speaks the alphabet properly and watch it 10, 20, 30, 40 times, and really, really stress to make sure you know exactly the sounds to the syllable, or the syllables to the letters. But then past that, I would say that's I would honestly say that's 60 to 70% of the actual development. The hard part for people is they feel goofy and uncomfortable, and they feel awkward, stressing out their mouth and their neck to be able to speak. But past that, what we're going to do is just translations. We're going to take, we'll take a bunch of different things, but we'll start with everyday objects. A lot of the packagings and of different products you have around your room, they'll be listed in French and Spanish pretty regularly. So we'll do exercises as an example, just from everyday objects and everyday packaging, because clearly that's a very real-world application. But then we'll also be going through translations. In one of my other lecture videos, I did just a sentence from Descartes. There was nothing special about that sentence, but we'll be going through modern pieces, historical pieces, just as examples. Because when you sit down and really translate, that's how you become fluent. I do want to say something. A lot of native people will honestly, it sounds kind of shitty, but a lot of native people will get offended if you know more about the language than they do. But if you don't, everyone can speak a language, but to actually get it to a scholar level of understanding, and that's the level you should be going for. I mean, language is very reactionary. You can learn a couple of phrases, but then you'll very quickly learn that you're stagnating. You're not actually learning how to develop. So we're going to be going all the way to trying to get people to a level where they can write confidently at the point of literature. And that again just becomes from translations. But what I was saying about native speakers is that most native speakers don't actually know the proper. They're not good at explaining why they say what they say, and it's for the simple reason of my math stuff is people have not scientifically articulated the basis of language, and it is what it is, and then you have your parameters, rhythm and tension. But once you have that, you'll see it directly in the everyday language that we use. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll start the exercises now. We'll start with Spanish and French.